joga com as classes que estão lá. Classe de mercenário só vai estar liberada depois. Tá bom. Joga esse jogo várias vezes mesmo.
Welcome to Biomutant.
Até acelerar aqui que eu já
Encode your DNA.
sei qual personagem que eu...
Define your genetic structure.
Aqui. Era aqui, ó.
Choose a genetic... Define your genetic structure. Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your fur style. Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick a class.
Vamos lá. Vamos pegar outro que tá aqui, já que não tem o mercenário. Recarga perfeita, suas armas de longo alcance são recarregadas instantaneamente. Seu próximo pente causa 20% a mais de dano. Então não precisa recarregar a arma.
Commando.
Soldado. Fúria. Os ataques com arma de longo alcance causam 10% a mais de dano ao alvo.
Psyfreak.
Eu gosto de corpo a corpo. Bola faz... Esse aqui é...
Saboteur.
Não vou nem olhar. Esse aqui já é habilidade corpo a corpo dupla. Equipe duas armas diferentes corpo a corpo de uma mão para usá-las ao mesmo tempo. O custo da energia de esquiva é reduzido em 20%. Eu gostei desse aqui, mano.
Sentinel.
Essa armadura base aumenta em 10%. Sentinel é... O Sentinel parece mais tanque.
Saboteur.
Cara, eu acho que eu vou pegar o Saboteur. Apesar de pistola ser muito bom, eu vou pegar o Sabotador, mano.
Saboteur chosen. That'll work.
Vambora.
Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living.
Ok.
But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your ki, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Quero ser como azul claro, liberdade, lealdade. Escuro, força e poder. É mal e bem essa porra. Vamos azul claro.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice to be precise. An echo of balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
Não sei se a luz é pra mim. Não, vai luz mesmo.
Seems more like you're being light-headed if you ask me, but you'll come around eventually.
But what comes around goes all the way back around. So, it's better to stick to your instincts. You can't fight what's in your nature.
In your nature, and here I was hoping we'd be all about natural selection, survival of the strongest and so forth. If that's not instinct, then I don't know what is.
Natural selection is all about evolution and progress, and as soon as there's enough light, darkness will disappear.
Bom. Tanto faz, eu acho, o lugar que eu escolher, né? Vamos pela direita.
Right is always right.
Eita, apertei R2 aqui, deu um tiro. Tanto faz, acho que saberia pelo caminho de lá.
Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others.
Olha que legal. Aqui bate, aqui faz nada, aqui pula.
Do you remember the beast that shattered your family? Or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew grow stronger.
Caralho. Berryzão, berryzão. Ah, mesma cena lá do início.
Better make a run for it. This is not the
Bora.
time nor place to end this story.
Mandou o corretor embora. You better run for it.
This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes.
Ok.
The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die.
Se aproxime de inimigo para mirar os ataques corpo a corpo. Centralize a câmera na direção do inimigo para mirar ataques de longo alcance. Recarregar suas armas a longo alcance, pressione R1. A energia aqui usada para esquivar, usar rotações e realizar ataques especiais. Caso ela se esgote, não é possível realizar essas ações. Seja energia aqui se regenera dentro ou fora de combate. Esquivar. Olha que legal, mano. Se eu apertar L1, eu jogo o cara pro alto. Maneiro, cara. Da hora, já gostei disso aqui, já gostei disso aqui. Vai tomar pior e doidado. Será que minha vida regenera só do combate? Descobri agora. Tem nada pra cá. Ali em cima, deixa eu ver se tem coisa aqui. Nada aqui. Bora, vambora. Não tem nada pra cá não. O botão de interação aqui é o triângulo. Ok. Módulo elétrico. Raridade 40. Raro. Eletricidade faiscante. Qualidade decente. 4. Complemento de arma. Se você encontrou um complemento de arma, coloque uma arma de longo alcance para dar efeito especial ao seu dano. O efeito continua enquanto durar a munição. Aí depois que acaba a munição, o efeito acaba. Mas será que ele acaba para sempre ou é temporário? Ou é tipo, se eu carregar de novo, volta o efeito? Eu tenho que equipar de novo, não sei. Alguns inimigos possuem resistência ou fraqueza a efeitos diferentes, então use-o com cautela. Ah, entendi. Entendi. Mas pra cima não tá funcionando nada. Você encontrou um suprimento médico, bolsas possuem itens para que você se curar, sua vida se regenera sozinha em combate, você precisa usar itens consumidos para encontrar as fontes de curar, ok. Pra usar no curativo, segura o botão no menu. Ok. Ah, entendi. Só que eu não vou me curar não, porque tá cheio, cara. Aqui não tem nada. Ó, eu peguei, cliquei na pressa sem querer. Nem vi o que era.
The oil sludges everywhere. For most, it only means death. But some have adapted to the new environment and changed with
Tem que
it.
pegar sempre os armados primeiro.
Evolution has its ways.
Ok. Será que tem como parar o gigantão também? Caraca! Caraca, que doideira, velho! Ih, cara, deu na impressão. Vem aqui. Eita porra! Eita porra! Porra! DPO é muito cedo, levei ferro ali. Inimigos caídos podem ser saqueados para conseguir itens de cura. Encontre o inimigo destacado para esse triângulo. Lembre-se de usar seus itens de cura quando se ferir. Para abrir a seleção de itens, mantenha pressionado para cima. Aqui de regeneração pequeno. Ok. Ah, vou pegar tudo. E aquele negócio aqui de energia? Ah, já tá tirando. Ok, ok. Tem mais nada aqui não, né? Vambora. Eita porra. Eita porra. Nossa, mano, esse Perry ficou...
Personal.
Caralho, mano. Aqui não, filhão. Aqui não, filhão. Você tem que me respeitar. E parece que é só linear esse caminho. Tem muito o que fazer. Tutorialzão. Blindados. Alguns inimigos carregam grandes escudos. Você precisa quebrá-los com um ataque corpo a corpo antes de conseguir causar dano. Ok. Caralho, não tô enxergando. Vou matar esse armado aqui, que esse armado vai encher o saco. Eita porra. Cara, tira muita vida do... Derrotar o inimigo, concluir missões com 7 XP. Subir de nível permite que você melhore um de seus atributos por 10 pontos. Você também recebe pontos para desbloquear habilidades nos menus Wung Fu e benefícios para acessar. Pressione Options. Ok. Aqui acho que também tem. Ok. Vamos puxar Options. Vamos lá. Equipamento. Um personagem aqui. Ao subir de nível, você pode aumentar atributos em 10. Selecione na lista quais atributos deseja aumentar. Ok, força, intelecto, agilidade. Intelecto? Deixa eu ver aqui. Intelecto. Atributo intelecto define a quantidade de energia que você possui, a velocidade em que ela se regenera e o dano que você causa com poderes psionicos e mutações. O intelecto também indica a quantidade de movimentos que você pode realizar ao tentar resolver o quebra-cabeça. Entendi. Intelecto não é tão ruim não. Cara, vamos pegar
Watch
força,
you
mano.
flex.
Ao subir de nível você ganha pontos de aprimoramento que você pode ser usados para conseguir novos ataques especiais e benefícios. Chegou a hora de desbloquear seu primeiro ataque especial. Esse aqui. Esse aqui eu já tenho. Já, sequência, já, skin do tutorial. Esse aqui spamando o quadrado igual louco. Quadrado, quadrado. Nossa, que doideira. Esse aqui. Nossa, ele arremessa as duas armas, velho. Nossa. Só que eu não tenho negócio de desbloquear. De uma mão. Deixa eu ver o desarmado. Qual é, mano? Pô, desarmado é o mais foda, velho. É igual o golpe do Rock Lee, mano. Deixa eu ver esse aqui. Nossa, cara. Será que eu vou pegar algum punho que não precisa ser usado? Nossa, cara. Mano. Pega esse aqui mesmo. Agora você pode realizar seu ataque especial. Se equipar o tipo de arma correta. Ao desbloquear mais ataques, é possível combiná-los para atingir o estado Super Wung Fu. Tem mapa? Tem. Meu Deus, o mapa tá bem grandinho. Não tem nada não. Bora.
Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight.
Nova arma. Garra bastão do velho mundo, raridade comum. Está prestes a fazer um ataque especial com... Tá. 1, 2. Legal, aparece ali no canto qual botão tem que apertar. um item pra coletar.
That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy.
Bora então. Bora usar.
Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it.
Tá falando sério mesmo? I mean it. Ai, carai. Ai, carai.
The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Flash the slash.
Carai. Vou ter como jogar isso pra cima também, mano.
All things end. That paid off. Now that's a flesh wound.
Esse ataque no ar é muito forte, né, mano? Esse ataque no ar é muito forte, cara. Você absorveu uma biobolha. Esses pontos são usados para liberar mutações. Você coleta a biobolha ao derrotar Mork e encontrar recipientes em vários locais do mundo. Você pode usar biobolhas para liberar poderes especiais usando partes de mutações do menu. Aqui, 3 biobolhas. Deve ser aqui equipamento. Inventário. Esse é o menu trajes. Aqui você pode criar, salvar diferentes esquemas de equipamento. Ah, que legal. Dá pra salvar. Que da hora. Não é aqui. Ah, aqui é personagens. Ah, mutações. Biogenéticas. Eu posso comprar 2 aqui. Essa daqui. Beleza. Esse daqui. Essa aqui é mais legal, né, cara? Esse aqui eu direciono. Por essa aqui, mano.
Oh, think what you could do.
Vai pro quadrado. L2, ok. Isso aqui. Ah, é outro negocinho. Vou nem ver agora não, porque não vou comprar agora. Não tem mais nada aqui não. Bora.
Who needs a ladder?
Lugar infernal. Pera aí, eu tô sem nada aqui pra... Opa! Eu acho que foi pro 2, eu nem vi. Agora eu não sei como é que volta. Pera aí, aqui é equipamento. Aqui. Aqui, ó. Nossa, gasta estamina pra caralho.
Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind.
Intelecto 27, né? Você encontrou um quebra-cabeça e estão espalhados por todo mundo. Alguns abrem novos caminhos e outros concedem recompensas diferentes. Para mudar o nódulo, Para mudar o nodo selecionado, pressione... Ok. Para girar um nodo, pressione... Essa é a quantidade de movimentos que você tem. Quanto maior seu intelecto, maior será sua quantidade de movimentos. Não tem nem mostrando aqui. É preciso girar o nodo até a posição correta para completar o quebra-cabeça. Se ficar sem movimento pode ter consequências. Ah, tem 10 movimentos. Ah, tá. Então aqui... Ah, pelo amor de Deus.
There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead,
Padrão.
assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours.
Exatamente. O sujeito com o bonequinho corre tão legal, né?
The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door.
Piu-piu.
A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There you go.
Antiquadro. Ataque aéreo. Contra-ataque no momento exato. Atordou os inimigos. Inimigos atordoados ficam com estrelinhas circulando sobre as cabeças. Ao atacar novamente, inimigo... Você pode... Ah, eu já fiz isso, caralho.
The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Sharp steel. King.
Filho da puta usou defesa.
Slash and dash. Right in the face. Scrapalicious. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives.
Olha, se eu não tivesse pegado os itens. Uma nova e antiga amizade.
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar. It's a scar you're covering under that eye patch, isn't it? But he would have recognized you anyways. You look exactly like your Muma. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. The impending threat of the World Eaters bringing down the Tree of Life is ever so close. He also worries about the Jagni tribe that's actively working for a doomsday. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
Ok. Por padrão, os diálogos avançam automaticamente de uma fala de um NPC para outra. Ok, não vou mudar não. Só que tá mesmo, tá bom. Olha que legal. Olha que da hora, velho. Pelo jeito é a aparência do meu boneco e a cor que eu coloquei nele. Ah, que maneiro. Antes, eu vou colocar meu rango pra esquentar. Daqui a pouco a gente sai pra trabalhar. E eu preciso comer. Então, enquanto minha comida vai esquentando. Oi, Karine. Aniquilador de refri. Tá bom, vamos lá. Enquanto o rango tá esquentando, vamos continuar. Vem cá pra você ver que bonitinho. Eu criei meu personagem é grandão, mas agora vai contar a história da minha infância. Olha aqui, ele que bonitinho. Bonitinho, velho. Olha o jeito que corre.
Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here. You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life.
Batatudos é melhor.
You might be right.
Fala cantando esse cara.
Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding.
Ok. Meu rank já esquentou. Vou lá pegar. Eu vou lá pegar. Não? Cadê o sal? Coloca sal aqui na comida. Enquanto eu jogo, como. Madrugada faço live de novo. Potato people. Que da hora. Que da hora, velho. Depois que eu vou criar outra personagem depois com a classe de mercenário aí eu jogo sem arma.
You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's ki energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow in... Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. He has the feeling the fate of the world depends on it. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy.
Tá porra.
You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots of Nono out there that need to be guided to the roots of the Pensai tree. They're hiding in the glitter grass that mostly grows deep inside damp caves, where they draw mineral from the natural rock. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree.
Okay.
Now that you've seen the Nonno's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village's sake, but for all of us, everyone. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us. You can already see the effects from how reckless those before us acted, and unless something changes, we're doomed. The land won't survive the side effects of the old world's industrial advances. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. You did good here today. That's not true. She's the reason there's still unity, and the only one strong enough to keep the 6 Wang Fu disciples disciplined. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived. The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse the Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land set the World Eaters' DNA into overdrive.
Oi.
His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Googlide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree... His friends have prepared something specific for each World Eater. The Mekton, the Octopod, the Majute, and the Googlide are almost ready to ride. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters. You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb.
Vai subindo de level de novo.
Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters.
World Eaters. Biomutant. Agora que o jogo começa de verdade. 2 horas jogando, só o tutorial. A aventura começa.
A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged.
Ele mija.
Let's
Ei,
see.
porco. Placas de sinalização. Placas de sinalização são encontradas próximas a lugares de interesse em todo mundo. Você libera a placa de sinalização ao interagir com ela. Você pode fazer viagem rápida para uma placa de sinalização que você desbloqueou e selecionar no mapa. Para abrir o mapa, se sempre quiser, pressione Tab. Ok. Aqui, apertar. Perfeito, perfeito. Bora. Quanto tempo de gameplay tem ainda? 50 minutos. O quê? Meu Deus do céu.
That must be the World Eater that chewed off Out of Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake.
Isso que não é bem um vilarejo, né? São mantezinhos de casa.
Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive.
Antes, vamos checar aqui. Coitado.
I'm so to say, for to say.
He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here.
Seu equilíbrio interior são duas metades que formam em todo e fluem por todas as coisas. Em alguns momentos você pode manifestar seu equilíbrio interior por meio de ações e escolhas nos diálogos. São poucos os que sempre agem da mesma maneira. Nós somos somatória de atos e escolhas. O equilíbrio de suas ações cria seu alinhamento de aura que afeta o diálogo com outros personagens.
He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack. He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed true to your heart.
Interagir com reféns e santuários psionicos concede pontos psionicos que podem ser usados para liberar poderes psionicos. Poderes só podem ser liberados ao atingir o equilíbrio interior necessário de escuridão ou luz.
Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions. He's grateful for that. You still seem to have a spark of light in you.
Ah! That's a spark of light in you!
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look at.
Not as much as it hurts to look at you.
Always making this personal.
And you're always trying to pretend it's not.
Sai daqui, desgrita. Você ganhou um ponto psionico. Use para desbloquear poderes no menu de mutações. Alguns poderes estão bloqueados pelo alinhamento de aura. Os seus pontos psionicos podem desbloquear apenas os poderes de cor da sua aura. Que legal! Atual ou os que não tem nenhuma cor.
There's Out of Date again. He must have missed something important. Out of Date says you will make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support of a tribe, and there are 2 nearby. The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act on the understanding of the greater good and have a code of honor. Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same.
De jeito ou de outro.
The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world, and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way.
Vou nos Myriad.
Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side. He believes the tribe's Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part. He can sense you share Myriad's view on the world. The Myriad would embrace someone willing to fight against the tyranny of the Jagni. Out of Date will be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to do. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
Fale com o Shifu dos Jagnes ou dos Myriads, Zona Morta. A missão atual e as outras que você iniciou são exibidas no diário, veja no menu acima. Você pode selecionar a missão que deseja rastrear. Agora vamos aqui. Aqui está o mapa, aqui está o diário. Aqui eu ganhei os negócios de poderes psionicos. Os dois são basicamente esse do fogo é mais da hora.
Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be?
Vamos aqui nos de baixo. Tá porra.
It's unusual that natural tunnels like this still exist. Most of them got flooded. That's going to leave a mark. You're feeling mighty low. Slice and dice. Pow! The deep cut. Cutting edge. Made the kill. Hack and slash. Close encounter. You seem better. This area was beautiful before the tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone. Should hold up. That's the Myriad Tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know. Let's see. It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Says the Sifu decides who the Sifu wants to see, but is willing to let you give it a try.
Sibi? La fanen aginkalman. Geratna fal hutut mustugai la wute.
The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace.
Também concordo. Seria o bom senso.
The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 has preceded you. The wall that separates them from the other side? The wasteland you came from? He guesses the time spent there just left a blank space in your memory, as empty and barren as the wasteland itself. He's convinced you've returned for a reason, and is glad you chose to come here. There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted. The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu disciples. Your Muma invented Wang Fu. Originally, it consisted of unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain. The Sifu says it's time to set the past aside, at least for now. Unrest is sweeping the land, and there are rivals in all directions. Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor. If you believe there's some good in everyone, there's still hope for tomorrow. You'll unite the tribes and defeat the World Eaters to save the Tree of Life.
Obviamente.
He was hoping you'd join them. You understand that there's no harm in doing good to others. The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident you can unite the other tribes. The one you should coerce first is the Jagni tribe. The Jagni tribe may believe that fear and hatred will lead them to domination. A vanquisition of the tribes and destruction of the Tree of Life won't be the restart they want. It's just an end to everything. Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. Even those who desire peace have been forced to prepare for war. They might bring them war, but they'll never take away their inner peace. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. You both have gentle minds, so they want to wage a gentle war. A war that bonds as much as it breaks. Tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the rival outposts and earn the right to wield the tribe weapon. Once you've dealt with the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu to unite their tribe with yours and let your kin share land again. They passed the point of no return as their words lost power and see no other way forward than using violence to combat violence. Seeing you brings back his memories of the old village. Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor. He remembers your kind and unselfish soul and can sense you still have it in you, the will to do good. Anyway, the memories you make with your family are strong and can sometimes come to life. Passing the old village on your way to the first rival outpost might help. Even though it's now a different place from a different time, it is a place that'll make you remember.
Ok.
You have things to do, places to go to. Says goodbye to you.
Antes vamos checar, né, mano?
Not surprised that Pichu, who live in darkness, are weaker than the Myriad. Says talking to you was interesting.
Ok. Antes de eu sair, vamos checar o forte. Eu acho que esse pessoal aqui não vai me dar nada, não.
Happy you met Greenfinger. Glad to have him tending the Tree of Life. It's in good health. Says you're... Offers you extraordinary prices for extraordinary things. Says you came to the right place. They only stock products of the finest quality.
Vamos ver, vamos ver. Cada vendedor é especializado em um tipo de item. Peças de arma corpo a corpo de longo alcance. Peças de equipamentos e roupas ou montarias. Visitar os vendedores e ver seus itens é uma ótima forma de encontrar peças melhores para os equipamentos. Se estiver precisando de uma peça específica para criar a arma, a melhor opção é ir a um vendedor mais próximo. Você pode comprar itens usando verdinhas. Moedas em forma de folha. O preço do item é exibido ao lado direito dos dados do item. Você pode conseguir verdinhas em arbustos ou vendendo itens. Vamos ver o que esse cara tem. Meu Deus do céu. Nossa, esse sistema aqui ficou muito estranho, mano. Ah, as armas você vai pegando, ó. Legal, legal. Legal. Mas pelo jeito não tem nada pra mim.
Jumbe Ritset, Awaile, ya, Pitu,
Claims to have
Shumatabara Vajig.
hopes you're selling too. They're always looking to replenish.
Entendi, mas não.
Luiga, Uyupe,
The vendor says you can browse his goods anytime during a...
Abeta Yutabe.
Legal, legal. Fica destacado no mapa? Não, mas é nos fortes. Tô livre para explorar, mas seguir um pouco da missão principal. Pode ter quanto tempo? Tenho 20 minutos. Eu não sei se foi aqui que eu peguei. Vou checar. Se foi, não vai ter nada, tranquilo. É, foi aqui mesmo que eu peguei.
Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurled.
Tem que carregar a arma, pô. Ouch! Esquiva, mano. Esquiva, mano. Caralho, esquivei de novo, não foi? Ai! Agora eu errei.
What can stop you? Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer.
E a gentinha rápida, né? Cara,
Let's
pô.
see.
A outra tribo tá bem aqui, mano.
As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He asks how you are today. Goop says he always does better whenever he leaves failure behind. He's happy his good mood is infectious. He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your swimming technique. Learning to swim can be scary when you don't know what you're doing. But fortunately, he's here to give you a helping hand. He thinks you should really know how to swim by now. Why not? There's no better time to do what needs to be done than right now. He says that wasn't too bad, was it? Way to go. Don't let the sound of the waves drown out your spirit. But you need practice. Lots of practice. Great things usually happen to those who never stop trying. He hopes you'll be one of them. You just need more time in the surf. That's the only way you'll ever learn how to swim. You can never try too hard. Judging by your Mooma's look, it seems you forgot something.
Nossa, minha mãe tem uma cara de
You
mal.
promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down. It's time to go. You know you can't make up for lost time. You should know. Practice makes perfect. You have to keep working on it if you want to be good at it. She'll see you at the village square. She says that's good. With a passion for learning, you'll never cease to grow.
Minha mãe tem uma cara de mal.
Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. Asks how you're feeling today.
Eu sou gente boa.
Being nice comes easy for him. That doesn't make it less important. He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig he's working on. He thinks you're truly a kidling of your environment. You should look for things that are recyclable. It shouldn't take you too long to find some. He wonders what usefulness you found. He says whatever it is, it shouldn't be left lying around on the ground. He can work wonders with almost anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. He says only a few are willing to do the little things, but if you make enough of them, they can have a big impact too. He'd love to teach you to upcycle, and the scrap you found would be a good start.
Aqui você pode modificar armas, armaduras que possui, ou caso queira usar a criatividade, também é possível criar novas armas.
You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to craft a weapon. He believes being considerate will help you feel at peace with yourself. He understands, but hopes you won't be needing it anytime soon. You're not in this world to live up to his expectations, but he hopes you're never going to have to use that weapon of yours. He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make next. It seems you have a talent for this. It looks like she's starting to lose her patience. You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to see you on the village square right away. Then you've got a good excuse. You share a responsibility to prevent hardship on nature and the environment. It's your future. She wants you to grow up and start thinking for yourself. You really need to find yourself before she's gone. That's all she's ever asked of you, that you'll try and give it your best. You can't do more than that. You've always followed your own path, but this time she needs you to follow her. She wants you to understand that whatever path you choose in life, you must stay true to yourself. They look determined. Better watch out. He asks you to stop right there and wonders where you think you're going. He says that it's not too late for you to turn back, though.
Mukumana vaberieki vakatani.
There's no way they'll let you pass.
Pieri tutti amasele mai multe.
He wants to know who you think you are.
Pieri tutti amasele mai multe.
You'll have to face pain at some point. He offers to help you get it over with.
Ai não, mano. Não, meu Deus.
She asks if you're hurt. What happened? She says it's nice of you to consider them, but they have weapon training at sunrise tomorrow, so they'll need all the rest they can get. The most important thing is that you're okay. It's time to focus on your training now. You won't need excuses if you are strong in your conviction.
Minha mãe já tá nervosa comigo já. Toda hora vem me chamar, vem atrapalha.
Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best.
Immo Guga.
Seeing you always puts a smile on your Popsy's face. He wants to know how you're feeling.
Zatuna Guga.
He heard you helped Gizmo clean up. He's proud of you.
Immo.
He asks if you could help him too before you leave for training.
Why adfunu diabe?
He wishes that was true for your Mooma too, but guiding the village into the future and teaching Wang Fu to her disciples seems more important for every day.
Zatuna.
He suggests you get going and find him gadgets and ideas for how you can upcycle some old fabrics. He's curious to see what you've found.
Ja, Tariman.
He's all for renewal and has even considered making the trip out into the wilds to look for a bionucleus pool and refresh his DNA.
Ja.
He can work wonders with pretty much anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. Thinks some are and some aren't. One thing's for sure, though, your Mooma thinks it all takes up too much space in the house. He says it's about time you learned how and offers to teach you, starting with the scrap you found.
Complementos, ao saquear você vai encontrar complementos. Eles podem ser Eles podem ser gastados em um item para aumentar suas propriedades, para aprimorar armaduras ou roupas. Selecione um espaço de complemento e pressione o quadrado.
The style might be too edgy for his taste, but it looks sharp on you. Agrees. At least that way it'll never go out of style. You should take it with you, wear it to practice.
kun
Takanio umwaka.
He thinks you should. She'll be proud of you.
Sirika fulafinte horse.
He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make next. It seems you have a talent for this.
Bora antes que a minha mãe me bata. Eu não aguento mais me esperar. Mamãe.
Volakamun brukna.
Your Muma says it's about time you got here.
Andro
Hopes you're as ready as you claim to be.
Pentnampusa. Gendrana mala.
She says she is eager to get started. You don't have much time left before the sun goes down.
Asadurutu beri.
But there's enough time left for repetition, and you need it. Training dummies don't hit back.
Andro
That's a good attitude as long as you keep learning.
É a mãe dele ensinando ele a treinar lá.
Ariaroche nui mumera.
Your Muma says you did well today. She's so proud of you.
Volakuru.
That's all she's ever asked of you.
Minalagimamuru. Pala.
Been working on a present for you, with the help of Gizmo and Wiz.
Vaiseno kasaman varut.
You should go see him and find out what it is. You've deserved it.
Monibasa.
Says he's always thought so well of you, just like her. Catchy.
Kala.
Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus as green as this little thing. It's wonderful.
Monibasa.
Figuring that out is half the fun.
Pendrine senema. Ariaroche nui mumera.
A piece of Scraptronics like this has built-in old-world tech that makes it a potent communication device.
Can't see.
It's called an automaton, and it's hardwired to your DNA. It'll follow wherever you go and see whatever you see.
Andro.
You're lucky to have such a fine helper with you.
Tukonda.
Your Muma says you look tired. No wonder. It's been a long day.
Can't see.
She's so happy you made the most of it. Rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Lupa Lupin from setting the world on fire.
Andoro. Can't see. Tamonu.
Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. That's just adding fuel to the flames. Give it a last burst and you'll make it.
Kalino.
Your Muma says this is it. The time has come. She must fight Lupa Lupin. This time
Volakamun brukna. Nyada aldur.
there's nowhere to run to this time. The time has come to stand and fight.
Kanyala notoro. Volakamun brukna.
Whatever happens, you need to know she loves you. And everything she's done has been to protect you, your Popsy, and those she was chosen.
Taifaname
She
numa.
tells you to stay back. This is her fight. It has nothing to do with you.
Pala. Inadabsunka.
She loves how brave you are, but she can't be worrying about you while she fights. This is her fight. Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow.
Entendi, eu desviei.
Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now.
Tá na hora de eu ir. Terminar o diálogo e
If
vou...
a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory.
Caralho, o Lupa matou meus pais, os dois.
As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on.
E aí, essa foi a deixa. Madrugada eu continuo.